Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you're at. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I created the live on my phone on the way home, and um, there was a wreck at one of the stoplights I have to go through. Uh, so it took me a few minutes to uh, get through where they had the wreck at. Um, really nothing new today. Hey, hello everyone, Wayne Fane, what's up? Dodie, Angie, hello, Angela. Linda Parsons, hello to you. How's everyone doing tonight? It's a usually warm day here in Kentucky. I think it. Hello, Curious Kimmy. How are you tonight? It's actually 72 degrees right now, so pretty warm for this time of year. They're calling for some, bad storms to come through here later. Hello, Tammy, Virginia to Kentucky. Hello, Mary. Angela Lassiter. Hello. Let me put my phone on silent because if not, it rings. It will scare the living hell out of me. Cheryl. Hello. Sarah. Hello. Tina Hanson from Maine. Hello to Maine from Kentucky. Yes, it's actually not raining here right now, Wayne. But it's been raining a lot. I called my eye doctor today. This has nothing to do with true crime, but just a story. Um, to get an eye doctor's appointment where I've got some time to do that right now. And they said that they were not doing Hello BS. They said they were not doing appointments at this time due to the coronavirus. And I was like, and I had a pair of contacts that I had probably wore for 2 months, and they felt like total shit. They really hurt. My eyes were red. I don't know if you noticed my eyes last night. They looked like crap, and it was because my contacts were old. So I just asked the lady, I said, well, look, I need a new set of contacts. Can you just give me a trial pair? And she did. She said, come in before I leave at 5. It's inside the Walmart. The eye doctor I go to is actually right inside of Walmart. So, and it's right down the street. So I just ran down there and grabbed them real quick. And you don't know how much. Well, you might know if you wear contacts. But if you have an old pair of contacts in and you put a fresh pair of contacts in, it's like heaven for a few minutes. It's I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. My eyes feel so much better now than I have. So that's just a little. Don't have shit to do with anything. Just a story. um, my doctors have canceled all my appointments and my kids, and I'm type 1 diabetic. Oh, that's not good. Had to go get over the counter insulin at the pharmacy. That's Ween, my son, the one that was actually living here with me. He's type 1 diabetic. Um, so I know pretty much what you're going through. I don't know if he's ever had to um, get his insulin over the counter or not. I don't know, but I know what you're dealing with. Um, BS, fresh contacts make a hell of a difference. Hello, Julie. Um, hate to see you go, but hopefully you'll watch later. Hello, Ray Albert. Um, okay, Wayne, thank you for that. A lot of time he watches the lives. He might watch it later, so he'll actually probably see your comment. But if not, I will tell him. Um, Hello, Penny Sue. Hey, my doll. I miss my happy, funny, loving guy from the beginning. Don't let turds put you down. You are so much more than you know. Respectful and honorable XOXOX. Waiting to see funny shit along. All right. Rainy and 35 degrees in Maine. It's almost snowing. Check with your insurance company and local hospitals. Most are setting up telemedicine services with just a copay due. What I usually do when I go to the eye doctor is I go to the eye doctor and I always wear contacts. And then sometimes at night I wear glasses. It just depends. And my prescription had just expired on February 19th. So almost actually a month today. So a month today, my eye prescription had expired. So anyways, I called them and asked them, I said, look, I need a new pair of contacts if you're seeing people or not. And they hooked me up. They was real nice about it. They gave me a trial pair. So it didn't cost anything. And the lady was really nice to me. Gave me a pair of contacts, gave me a new case. I always like a new case when I get a new pair of contacts, because it's just like there might be something in the other case. I know that's really weird, and because I'm really weird, but just a little story. I seen Wayne, I know that, but actually where my prescription's expired, I have to, see, they make you go every year now. Your prescription's only for your eyeglasses or contacts is only good for a year, which means you have to go every year and get your eyes checked. And my prescription had expired. So, and if you have an expired prescription, when you go online, it won't let you order if it's expired. So that was the deal with that. What I usually do is buy a year's worth of contacts. And usually my prescription doesn't change. If it is, it's very little. Anyway, just a little stupid story, something to tell you guys. I want to show y'all this video. Well, good, Jan, I've missed you guys too. I actually came on last night. I might have some extra time here. A lot of the places my work supplied product to is have shut down. So we went from 12 hours a day to less than 8 right now. Oh, that's awesome, Tina Hansen. She says she is a lunch lady for school district, and they're going to do, we're doing a drive-through pickup breakfast and lunch for those that need it. Where is that at, Tina? So, we can, tell people about it, your location, if anyone's hungry and they want a meal. Italy's death numbers have now taken over China's. I seen that earlier. The death toll in Italy is now higher than the death toll in China, which Italy is getting hit pretty hard with the coronavirus. Tina says it's Maine RSU 38. So they're going to do a drive-through breakfast and meals if anyone's hungry in Maine. Tina is a lunch lady for a school district, and they're going to be providing meals, so that's great. Sometimes it's sad, but kids their only meal of the day might be what they get at school, which is really sad. And with school being out, they might not get, the food that probably they desperately need. They might not get it home. So Tina, that is great. Very awesome thing of you to do. So if anyone's hungry in Maine on RSU 38, show up and Tina will take care of you. She'll get you fed, and you won't be hungry. This doesn't have anything to do with true crime. It's just a video I seen on Facebook, or not Facebook, but YouTube. And hello, Alicia and one Mama Lisa. Hello. Let's see here. Quack, long time. You don't look too good, mate. Hope you're okay. What's been happening? I don't look too good. I don't feel pretty good. I guess I actually went to the doctor the other day. I was achy feeling all over, and they said I had a upper respiratory infection, but that's been a couple weeks ago now. So I don't think, maybe I'm still down from that. I actually feel pretty good, so I just don't look too good. So I guess that's about all. Thank you, Elysian. Appreciate that. Hope you are doing well too. Tina says, thanks, everyone. So, well, thank you. It's an awesome thing you're doing. Schools are still opened here, and they're not out for summer break, Ange. It's summertime over there, right? They don't. What do they get? Uh, I don't. I really don't know how. Well, thank you, one Mama Lisa. Pretty missed you guys too. Going to have some more. Just telling you guys last night. Going to have some more time. You know, a lot of I've done factory work all my life, and that's why I try to get my kids to do good in school and maybe do something better. Because I mean, factory work, I've always had good paying factory jobs, and it's I haven't. It's been, we've got everything we need and most of what we want, so um, it's not terrible to have a factory job. But if I could do it over, I would have been the biggest nerd in school. Well, thank you, Alicia, and I'm giving you a hug back. Thank you. Um, I would have been the biggest nerd. I would have stayed after class, asked questions, just done anything. Tried to get a scholarship because there's no way we grew up poor as dirt. Um, there's no way my family could have afforded to send me to college. Um, but I always had really good grades in school. So I could have gotten a scholarship, but if I could go back, man, you don't realize until you get older, and everybody says, "Well, you're still young enough to go to school." No, I just don't see myself doing that. Probably not. But anyway, a lot of things are due to the coronavirus. Are shutting down. Ford, GM announced. Toyota announced that they have a plant close to here in Georgetown. Um, they originally took off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and now they have extended that to 10 days. So they're shut down for 10 days, and a lot of places are shutting down. I know most of the restaurants in the town I live in are only, excuse me, offering drive-through um, meals. You can't go inside and eat. Um, Cheryl A.K. says on a true crime note, the state jails and prisons here are not allowing visiting at all until further notice. So far, one court in the state has postponed all court cases, including all types of hearings. Cheryl, that here in the town I live in, they have stopped the visitations at the jail, and with in the court hearings, you can do it. I guess something like Skype. It's not face to face. You have to do video court. Um, a friend of mine had a job interview the other day. Instead of doing it in person, they did the interview over the phone. Uh, it's definitely, I talked about it last night and also today. I'm 43 years old, and in my 43 years, I've never seen this happen, and it's just different. We don't know what's going to happen. Um, I don't think they know, the government, the people that's giving us these updates daily. I know the president is giving a lot of updates, President Trump, and also the governor of Kentucky, where I live. He is doing daily press conferences, which I think is pretty good of him. I did see on his press conference today that there has been a second death in Kentucky um, related to the coronavirus. Just things are definitely different right now. The governor in Kentucky has told businesses that have congregation like bars, etc., restaurants. He has said, right now he is asking them to shut down and basically do drive-through or pick up orders. And he has said if they don't comply, he will take action to shut them down. I guess he's pretty much saying you're going to shut down either the easy way or the hard way. Hello, Casey. How are you tonight? Good to see you. We're just kind of talking about I guess mainly like a daily update on what a unique time we are living in. No food, nothing in stores, people fighting, police called. Rumor is that we will be ordered to shelter in place soon. Basically, one step above a lockdown. I was telling somebody on Facebook today. Basically, I'm pretty much an introvert. And I think it has a lot to do with anxiety. Maybe I have social anxiety. I don't know. But I don't really like crowds. It didn't bother me when I was younger. I would go out to bars and stuff all the time. But nowadays, I don't like it. I never go to a bar. Hello, Genji. How are you tonight? Thank you, Casey. Good to see your face again, and it's good to see your face again. Forgot what I was saying. Bars. I pretty much am a homebody. I go to work, and when I get home, I stay home. I go to the grocery store probably once a week, and my daughter, she gets upset with me because she says I'm boring, and I probably am to her. I really, but I can remember when I was her age, I wanted to go and do things, and she does go and do things with her friends now and everything. But with me, I pretty much just like to stay at home. So if they do put us in isolation or quarantine, whatever they want to call it, it's not going to bother me one bit. I'll actually like it. I'll turn on Amazon Prime, watch me a few shows of Andy Griffith and Little House on the Prairie and Dukes of Hazzard, and then I'll do my YouTube. I have made a deal with my daughter. She doesn't want me on YouTube when she is here. She says it takes time away from me and her to do things, and she's right. So I've made an agreement with my daughter that when she's here, I will not do YouTube. So if it's the weekend or my daughter comes over, I'll let you know the day before or whatever, hey, I won't be on tomorrow, blah, 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 which you guys know, I haven't been on hardly at all in 3 weeks. Last night was the first night in 3 weeks I looked. So anyway, the governor of Kentucky, he's pretty much told all these businesses like bowling alleys even, I seen where the bowling alley here in my town is not cooperating with his asking to not have a uh, activity where there's a congregation of people, which at a bowling alley, it is also a sports bar, and sometimes they have live music there. Good to see you, Lori. Thank you. So, like I said, the governor did say that if these businesses don't comply with him asking, he will take action to shut them down. Sally Lovejoy says she's in the UK and she's been self-isolating since Monday and she's loving it. There's nothing better than self-isolation, in my opinion. And by the way, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, usually I'm a chain smoker, but I've been taking Chantix again. I started taking it again about 2 weeks ago. And believe it or not, I was smoking. I didn't even realize this until I started, paying more attention. I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. And wow. So anyway, I'm now smoking a pack, like 1 pack will last me between 2 and 3 days. The cigarettes just taste terrible. I don't even want one most of the time. Even if I smoke one, it doesn't really. I don't know what that Chantix does to make the cigarettes not wanted like that, but it does work. People say it gives you nightmares that are realistic. I really haven't had nightmares, but my dreams seem really realistic. Like I had a dream the other night of some people I grew up with that we were hanging out and stuff again. And when I got up that next day, I was wondering about these people, and it felt like that was real. So it's just odd. Rhonda says she enjoys her own company, and that's good because I promised my son that I would self quarantine for a month. She says for a month. I think she meant month. He is under 30 and I'm 70, and he is worried about me going out. Rhonda, yeah, that's a really good idea. I'm not saying you're elderly, but you in your 70s, that's the people that are having a really hard time with the coronavirus is people that are older, people that are vulnerable, that have pulmonary problems. Anyways, it's not good. So, in my personal opinion, and this is just my personal opinion, and I said it last night, is I don't think the government is telling us everything about the coronavirus that they know. And then again, on top of that, they might not know everything that needs to be known about this virus. Like I've said, we've had viruses and illness and disease come up in the past, but it's never shut things down the way they are shut down now, like the basketball tournament, March Madness. First time in my life I can not remember they're not playing it. The NBA, has canceled their season until further notice. It's just unbelievable. Like I said, just in my opinion, I don't believe they're telling us, because there's just something odd about this. The self quarantine and everything like that. We're definitely living in strange. We could make a movie called Strange Days, and we're in it right now, definitely. What's going to happen next? Are they really going to tell people to Gingy says LSU and Saints coaches here in Louisiana both have tested positive. So the Saints and the LSU coach, is it the head coaches? Curious Cammy says Chantix made her dream that her mom was always standing over her, watching her with scrutiny. What is the coach's name of the Saints? Sean Payton? Is that him? Is that who's tested positive? I know yesterday they announced the Louisville mayor's wife tested positive for the coronavirus. The movie Contagion is similar in that a virus is spread. Let me look. Somebody told me about a show on Netflix. If I can find it. Sorry about this. I think this is it. Hang on a second. Sorry about this. I thought that was the person that sent it to me, but maybe not. Huh. Well, I don't know. Coach O and Sean Payton. Yeah, okay. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember who told me about. I don't know. Maybe if I accidentally deleted the message. If whoever told me about the Netflix show last night in the chat, let me know because I can't find the message. I might have accidentally. I don't know, guys. People are going to think I'm crazy or that I'm lying. But have you guys ever been half asleep and have your phone in your hand and it's touch screen? I do. I've done this many times. And people be like, "Oh, you just deleted me," and you'll wake up and you'll see that you deleted stuff, you've moved apps around, and it's just crazy. And I've done that a couple of times in my sleep. I'll tell you one thing. This ain't nothing about true crime. I guess we're just chatting tonight. Who the hell knows? Who the hell cares? But have you guys ever got off work, say maybe at 4:00 in the afternoon, and you fall asleep, and you wake up and it's 6:00, and you think it's 6:00 the next morning? You jump up and you're getting ready for work, and then you finally realize it's only 6:00 in the evening, and it scares the shit out of you because you think you're going to be late for work. Has anybody ever done that? It's just me. That's when I do that. That's a really wild, crazy feeling to jump up and think it's the next morning and it's still the same night. It'd be really nice, I don't know about you, but when you're asleep, the time flies, and then when you're at work, it seems like it drags on and on and on. Why couldn't it be the other way around? Why couldn't work go fast like that, and your sleep take a long time like work? Yeah, it's kind of like you wake up, you're dizzy, you're lightheaded, you don't know where the hell you're at, and disoriented. It's definitely an odd feeling when that happens, and it's happened to me a couple times. So, Prime Minister hasn't mentioned this, but there is footage of the army leaving the barracks. Maybe I missed another comment from that person. Yeah, I've heard that they've got mobile plastic containers here in the U.S. I've heard things like they're going check this out in L8 with the green screen. I noticed this last night. The bottle for an L8 is green, so when you have it against the green screen, Look at that's pretty cool. I think the bottle looks clear, and like all you can see is that's just weird. That just blows my mind how shit like that works. But anyway, if anybody knows the show I'm talking about on Netflix, it's supposed to be about a pandemic, and it's supposed to be, basically about kind of like what's happening right now at this moment. LA, my ex would have his mom ship cases up here to him. L8, I tell you what, I grew up on L8. They made it in my hometown, and it's like a local drink. I know some other states have it now and different things. Back when I was a kid, L8 was just a local soft drink that was just in our area, and people from other states would come through and they'd see you drinking an L8, and they think you're drinking a beer or something, and it's just funny how people react to it. But I had one guy tell me one time I was actually getting gas at a gas station, and I had an L8 bottle, sitting up on top of the car, and I was putting gas in the vehicle, and this older man comes up to me and he says, you're drinking and driving, you could kill somebody. Well, what are you talking about? And he's like, you're drinking beer and you're driving. I was like, that's not a beer, but And then he was like, oh, well, if, finally, instead of just assuming that, he could have just said, hey, is that a beer you're drinking? You probably shouldn't be driving. Yeah, it is. Curious Kimmy, it's a ginger ale drink. It's kind of really, like, it doesn't taste like Canada Dry or anything like that. Like, I can't really tell you the difference in words. But L8, and people say there's not a different in the taste, but I disagree. The L8 in the thick glass returnable bottle it tastes different, and it's better than L8 in the can or the throwaway bottle. In my opinion, I love the returnable. Cheryl, what about the returnable bottles? Do you like it in that? There is a different. People don't believe this. The L8 in the thick glass returnable bottle, there is a different taste to it, in my opinion. And I think, that's the way I buy them, is in the returnable bottles. Well, Gingy me, if you want me to, I can ship you an L8 if you want. They're in a glass bottle. I'd have to wrap it really good in bubble wrap. I could actually probably send you a 6-pack inside of a box if you wanted me to. You've got my email address. Just give me, well, you don't have to give me your address if you have a P.O. box or something like that. Let me know. And it tastes like ginger ale mixed with 7-Up and extra sugar. The thing now is they have cherry L8, and I don't like that at all. It tastes kind of like a cough syrup to me. And it's like, oh, well, shoot me an email, Gingy, and let me know where I can ship it to, and I'll ship you a 6-pack, and I will ship you the returnable bottles, because that's the best L8 you can drink. So if you ever come to Kentucky, the bottles are worth 20 cents a piece. So you'd get $1.20 back if you brought 6 of them back. Just a funny little thing. You might want to fill them up with water and put the cap back on them and just keep them kind of like I've got, sometimes when you buy a 6-pack, you'll find a really old bottle, and I don't turn those in like they're really old. I think I've got to, let me see up on my refrigerator. Give me just a second, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Yeah, for instance, like this bottle here. This is an older L8 bottle. So, they've gotten rid of these now. But check that out. It glorifies for bracing pep. that, like when you buy a 6-pack, you'll find something like that. So not anymore. But it says for Bracing Pet, it glorifies L81 Bottling Company, Winchester, Kentucky. And so what I done was I filled it up with water, and I put the cap back on it. And I just think it's pretty cool to have bottles like that. I really like old bottles and cans and things like that. Just interesting to me. I like old coins too. We haven't talked anything about true crime. Gingy me, I don't know if you can or not. You could check. I know they have a warehouse right over there in Lexington, which is just one town away from me. That's a good question. I don't know if you can get it from Amazon or not. I know people are leery about giving their address out, so I can understand, about that. But if you have a PO box or something, just let me know. Or I can, there's a way that you can, I can ship it to your post office and have it held there, and you can pick it up from the post office like a, what do we call it, a certified mail. They would leave you a slip in your mailbox. Well, shit, I'd still have to have your address. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Just let me know, and I can send you a 6-pack of them. Oh, well, I mean, I understand about that, because I'll tell you, and you guys know this, because when I exposed the other side of the text messages that wasn't exposed when the people tried to tear me down, is one of my ex mods had asked for my address, supposedly to send me ornaments, like Christmas ornaments for my beard. And before she left, I said, "Hey, where's the beard ornaments at?" She said, "Oh, I sent them." And of course, she was the ringleader of pretty much all the what I call a smear campaign against me. A lot of people make fun of that and say it wasn't, but what else was it? There was nothing else you could call it. People coming out of the woodwork, just a bunch of bull crap. So anyways, for some reason, that person wanted my address and got my address. And the beard ornaments still to this day have not shown up. So apparently that was just a plan for some reason to get my personal address, which hell, you guys know that that's not a big deal to me. If someone comes to my house with bad intentions, it might not be good for them. In Kentucky, we have the Castle Doctrine. You have the right to protect life and property. So, anyways, it's really hard to focus on true crime with all the with basically the what's going on in the world. It's just, oh, I told you I was going to show you that video, and I forgot. I get talking, and then I get I lose my train of thought. But there's this video I seen on YouTube, and I just thought it was so funny. You guys might not think it's funny, but I'm going to show it to you guys, and then you decide if it's funny or not. This guy's just a nut. And what he does, to me, I laugh forever about this. But I'm going to show you this video, and you guys tell me what you think about it. Let me get it up there where it's, okay, there it is. Let me share the screen. Share screen. Share. Okay, I think I got it.
I just was experimenting with fireworks for Halloween, and I think I've perfected the mixture with sulfur, and I'm using some potassium magnesium. So I'm going to light this, and it should just sparkle a little bit. I've got this protective cloth down here. And actually, I think I'll turn the light out so it shows up better.
I'm gonna pause it just for a second and ask, can you guys see that? Before I play the rest of it, I just want to make sure you guys can see it. I paused it for a second. If somebody can just tell me if they're seeing the video I'm playing. It's been a long time since I've done this, so I forget how to do things. Yeah, please don't forget a thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't matter. It's all good. It all helps me out. Gigi, it's just a video I seen on YouTube. A guy's he made this firework himself, and he said it was just pretty much supposed to sparkle like a sparkler, and then you just need to see what this nut does. It's just, in my opinion, hilarious. He even says it should just sparkle a little bit.
So I'm going to light this, and it should just sparkle a little bit. I've got this protective cloth down here. And actually, I think I'll turn the light out so it shows up better.
This guy he said it should just sparkle a little bit. He made this firework himself. He's inside the house. Watch this.
Holy smokes. A little too much magnesium.
I don't know what guys, but I just laughed about that forever when I watched that. He was in the house, inside his house. Yeah, with curtains around close. He said he put the protective cloth down on the table. He said he added the he said the magnesium sulfate and all these chemicals he was talking about adding. He said it should sparkle just a little bit. It looks like he would try this outside anyway. He sits there and lights it, I guess, in his dining room or wherever he's at. I mean, it blows him back against the wall. When I first seen that video, I laughed and I laughed and I laughed about that because that guy was just a damn nut. I mean, I'm so glad he caught that on video. It's just, man, what the stuff people do. And like Gingy said, right there in the house, next to curtains and that protective cloth, it just it could have been a whole lot worse than what happened. So just a little something to make you laugh and get your mind off all this bad stuff going on. I'm going to try to show you the video. It's just a short, basically like a daily update from the governor of Kentucky. Pretty much where you guys are in the world. We talked about last night, bringing people on like the panel that maybe live in other states or other countries that, come on and want to talk about how things are going in their area. Of course, I'm telling you guys how things are going here in Kentucky. And I think somebody suggested that, and I thought it would be a really a good idea. If somebody wants to come on and talk about what's going on, where they're located. My Facebook page isn't loading for some reason, so maybe we won't watch this. It was basically just like a daily update from the governor of Kentucky. Not really nothing. You guys might not even want to see it. But he basically just announces that, in Kentucky today there was a second death due to the coronavirus. They call it the COVID-19. I don't know why, but I must be missing. I'm talking and not reading the comments. He says, Prime Minister just made a statement to self-isolate or we'll do it for you. Reading between the lines, there are real food shortages now. So, wow. Now, the Prime Minister, where are you located, Pitbull? You've probably told me before, but so the Prime Minister has made a statement to self-isolate or we'll do it for you. That's what I don't like is when the government says do this or we'll do it for you. I don't like that. They might be doing it if from the UK. So, okay, the Prime Minister in UK has made this statement. Thank you, Pitbull, for replying. Curious Kimmy says her daughter works at Kroger and they have been limited to what they can order. I know in my town that I live in, they have put limits on, for instance, toilet paper, water, Lysol wipes. You can only buy 3 at a time of everything. It's to keep shortages. So some people don't, panic buy and buy everything out, and then you take somebody shows up needs a pack of toilet paper and it's been bought up. I was thinking something that crossed my mind the other night was, if you watch these shows on like TLC of these people do the extreme couponing and then they just hoard the stuff, like in their garage they'll have like 15 bottles of dish detergent or 28 bottles of Tide and they've got it, and it's just I understand they go in there and they pretty much walk out with money and the product, but then it's just like sitting in their garage on a shelf. I in a way I understand it, and in a way I don't. Gingy says, really though, John, if people would listen, they wouldn't have to. If we would have made people isolate instead of asking for a couple weeks, then the USA could avoid it getting so bad. And also, Gingy, I have heard that we possibly have already waited too late. People in Italy are making videos for people in the United States saying, hey, this is what's going to happen to you guys, what's happening to us. And like I said earlier, shelves are bare in our, same thing here. You can't find milk. Hello, Carol. How are you tonight? Milk, bread, toilet paper. And, I talked about this last night. I don't understand why everybody bought the toilet paper up. That just because like the shits or diarrhea or anything like that is not a symptom of or a result of the coronavirus. So everybody buying the toilet paper up just doesn't make sense to me. It's like here they think we're invincible or something. So annoying. You know, it's I just don't believe they're telling us everything they know. That's my opinion. Um, because I've never seen it get like this. Fortnite is a game, Elysian. Um, yeah, Carol, I remember that. And I agree with that. It's just something's odd here. Something's not right, in my opinion. Um, a lot of people were taught to not run out of TP, keep your ass clean. Well, it's like this. Like think back in the old days when they had the outhouse. You know, they didn't have rolls of toilet paper. What did they do then? You know, I can remember as a child. Um, my mom would wash diapers. They didn't, throw diapers away like they do now. You would actually wash them and then reuse them. Pitbull says, Brian, you need to watch what is happening in Europe. It is because they are electing lockdown. Same with tinned food, frozen food, pasta, everything. Um, it don't take a genius to know it's way worse than what we're being told. Then when they start bringing in battleship hospitals and using cruise ships for hospital. Earlier I ate at Burger King, and something different they done that I've never seen them do before. Um, the person that was getting the money and stuff, she was wearing gloves, like surgical gloves. And instead of handing the money directly to her, they stuck out like a plastic tub. You put the money in it. They brought it in, which I don't really understand unless they don't want our hands to touch. But if I've touched the money and then they touch the money, I don't understand what would be the difference of me handing it to her. You see what I'm saying? I don't understand that, but that's what they did. And then instead of handing the food to me in a bag and my drink, they had everything in that same like tub, and they held the tub outside of the window, and I had to reach down and grab my bag and my drink and my straw and everything. But like I said, I don't get that because I've touched the money and then they've touched the money. So what would be the difference of me handing it hand to hand to them? Also, something I didn't even think about yesterday. I read on Facebook a mailman um, that works for the U.S. Postal Service. He had made a pretty long post on Facebook, and he was talking about the virus through the mail. And it made a lot of sense what he said, um, because he said, this was his, for instance, if the first, he says, usually on a mail route, there is 600 to 900 um, boxes or houses or persons they deliver to. Hello, Karen. Excuse me. And he says this is just a for instance, but it was eye opening to me because I didn't even think about this. There's a lot of things we don't think about. But he says, let's say for instance, he has to pick up mail also. So he goes up to a mailbox and the flaps up. He picks up the mail, of course, takes it back to the post office, and it goes where it needs to go. Okay, but he was talking about if let's say the first house he goes to, he picks up a letter, and there is coronavirus exposed to this letter. Okay, he takes that letter into his truck, he's touched it, and now he hands out mail to 600 to 900 houses, and his hands have touched the letter, that is exposed to the coronavirus. Now, every letter or package, anything he has put out into the boxes, he has basically, the coronavirus that was on that first letter is now getting put on every envelope he passes out. And that was just, a scenario he was talking about with the post office. And you people think, well, I live here and I'm not around anybody. But if you just think about money exchanging, um, mail coming to your house, think of all the ways that we are in contact with each other, and you don't even realize it until you start thinking deeply about it. Um, it's unbelievable. It stays alive in the air for up to 3 hours. That's why it's so contagious. It lives on paper, cardboard. You have to wash your hands after touching everything. Um, so, I mean, yeah, if you think about that, the mail carriers, package deliverers, if the first package they handle of the day has coronavirus on it, uh, then everything they do after that, um, if they go to 600 houses, they could um, infect 600 people right there in one little rip. And you don't think about that until somebody points it out. And then you're like, holy shit. Because you sit back and think, well, I'm not going to be around anybody. But then you don't have to be. You might get a letter that the mailman touched earlier in the day that was exposed to coronavirus. Um, so I don't know. It looks like it might get a lot worse before it gets better. Um, the same here, Pitbull. You cannot find hand sanitizer. Um, that defeats the purpose, Braun. Makes no sense. What's that, Elysian? I don't know what you're talking about. Pitbull in USA either. You can't stop it spreading. That's the point. Yeah. Um, well, that's another what I'm talking about, Pitbull, the sleuth. Then what's the point of shutting down these congregation places? You know what I mean? I don't understand. Um, Jody says they're making the virus sound worse than it is. It's a distraction. Uh, what do you think? A distraction from what, Jody? Do you have an idea? What are they trying to distract us from? What about the stores, the things people pick up and put back? People also don't think about most Lysol cleaning products have a wait time to kill the virus. It's not instant. Yeah, Gingy, I seen that. There was a lady in Washington State yesterday that received a trial vaccine, a shot in the arm. That was a trial vaccine for the coronavirus. She was the first woman, the first person patient to receive that trial vaccine, and they had a big story on it, showed her picture and everything. Pitbull, I'd like for you to tell me, or Elysian Fields, please tell me. She says that defeats the purpose. Braun makes no sense. Can you please explain further? Um, they are trying to slow the virus hitting everyone at one time because we don't have enough hospital beds and respirators. Um, yeah. Do you guys think possibly the government does population control? Because, I mean, you got to think eventually we're going to run out of space on the earth. It's just bound to happen. Uh, so, a lot of people think that the government does things that does population control and gets rid of people. I mean, I don't know. You think, oh, well, our government won't do that to us. And then you think, well, they do pretty. My dad told me one time, and he was in the military for several years. He said if we knew everything the government done, it would scare the living hell out of us. Um, my dad used to tell me that all the time. And thinking about that, Genji says no, she don't think they're doing a population control here in the USA, but China may have done this on purpose. And also, China lied about it when it first happened. Um, Curious Kimmy was this spread through chemtrails. Um, that's a good question, and a lot of people are, um, talk about these chemtrails. You look up in the sky. Most of the time when a jet goes over, the white trail behind it usually disappears pretty quickly. And it seems like here later in the years, um, you've got these planes go over, and then that white, um, trail behind the jet stays there for hours. And I don't know. It's definitely odd. It's a mutant virus that happens every few years. Same for McDonald's worker passing out plastic cups in the drive-thru. Look at Ebola. Um, I don't know, guys. It's just Jody. Did you ever answer me? What are they distracting us from? You said the virus is just a distraction. I'd like to know what you mean. What's it a distraction from? And also, Elysian, please answer back about handing the money and wearing gloves. Yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, that doesn't make any sense at all. If I put the money in the tub, they have to grab the money out of the tub. I've touched it, and they've touched it. Most of the time when you hand money to someone, you don't touch hands anyway. That you've got one side of it, and they take the other side of it. So I don't understand what putting in the tub and then pulling it through the window would help anything. I guess they're trying everything. We're in a situation that we haven't been in before. When I went to the eye doctor today and got my contacts, of course, they are not seeing any patients whatsoever for eye exams. And when I first walked in, you could smell the cleaning chemicals. And they had a bucket, and it was filled with some kind of cleaner, and there was towels laying everywhere. And she told me that they were cleaning that office from ceiling to floor. Every square inch of that office, she said, was going to be scrubbed clean with cleaner. And I mean, you could really smell it when you went in there. And they was working hard on cleaning. And she also told me that when they did start seeing patients again, that they would only have one patient in the office at a time. So they'll schedule. But if somebody shows up early, what would they do? I don't understand that. So Jenny says she knows they said 50 to 70% needs to comply with the quarantine. Why would that be? Maybe because they know it's impossible to stop the spread, but are trying to spread out. Also, Genji made a good comment. I'm showing it now. She says every year of election, it's something major and something new. Yeah, I agree with that. Economy going cashless, introducing martial law. Yeah, basically where the Constitution is void. China does population control, One Child Act. If the woman ends up pregnant again, she is forced to have an abortion. Yeah, couples in China are only allowed to have one child. Pitbull says they shut down the tube in London. Public transport will be next. All public large gatherings banned, football, etc. Yeah, same here. They canceled. At first, they were going to play the games and not have anyone in the audience or no crowd, no fans in attendance. Just they have the players, the referees, just everybody they would essentially need to have the ball game. And then the next day they came out and said, no, just canceled completely. And like I said, the governor here is calling for places like bars, bowling alleys, restaurants. He's calling for those to be shut down, telling restaurants to use the drive-through only, carry out only. They can, food is delivered like with Uber or. And also, by the way, guys, I'm no longer delivering for Uber Eats. Don't have time. But that is, Uber Eats. That was a pretty handy little job. I didn't realize what you could make just running a few food deliveries to someone a night. It's not bad at all. I don't know. I am Cody. If you watch wrestling, but the last few shows they've done, they've actually done with no fans in attendance, and it really, really, really makes the show how it's wrestling's not fake; it's scripted. And I always tell people that they can't fake these moves they're doing. They just know who's going to win, and they know what they're going to do, and things like that. Harlan the Great has a good point. If the virus can live on plastic for a while, credit cards won't be safe. I watched Friday Night SmackDown. I am Cody when it started, and Bailey and Sasha Banks came out, and they did their little interview, and it just didn't make any sense at all. I mean, I could understand having the wrestling matches and things like that, but to have interview where they get up there and talk, like who are they talking to? They're not looking at the screen or anything like that. So it just doesn't make any sense. It made it look even more fake than it does. Last night on AEW, I don't know if any of you guys watch AEW, but they had Matt Hardy showed up, and the former guy formerly known as Luke Harper showed up, as his name is Brody Lee now, which is the name he used on the indie circuit. They both made their debuts in AEW last night, and no crowd at all. If it was me in my show, which of course it's not and never will be, why not have big moments like that? You need the crowd when you introduce somebody new in your federation. You need to have a crowd, because that's something that gets a major pop from the crowd, is when you introduce somebody new, somebody like Luke Harper, formerly known as Luke Harper, Brody Lee, well-known wrestler. They bring him out with nobody in the crowd. It doesn't make any sense. To me, it doesn't. But anyway, guys, I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes, so I guess I'm going to run. I only wanted to do about an hour. So I believe I'm going to take off for the night. Pretty much true crime has taken a back seat to what's going on in the world. I mean, this is worldwide. It's hard to believe. They shut the schools down. Parents can't go to work. My son is a chef. They're going to shut down. Nobody's coming in to eat. They are scared. Doty says our mall is closing completely down tomorrow, and here in Tennessee, about time. Um, you know, um, think about like how they're closing the restaurants down and stuff like that. Think about like the servers that make their money through the tips and things like that. Um, these people have bills and rent and mortgage, and what are they going to do? It's scary to even think about for them. Um, I've heard that utility companies like electric, water, gas, things like that won't turn your utilities off at this time if your bill's not paid. Who knows if that's true or not? It could be just a rumor. Probably, I highly doubt it. They're going to want their money for their services. Uh, it's just it's crazy times we're living in. Uh, what's going to happen tomorrow? Who knows? Um, the governor asked for servers help today from the president. He says he's going to help them too. Um, Harlan says that you watched AD. Too bad you can't do parodies. You'd have a load of material. Yeah, I haven't watched. I actually watched for a couple of minutes before I came on tonight, and he was showing some video. I think it was in NK talking, and I didn't really. I guess where I didn't catch the first of it or what was going on, I didn't really have a clue what was going on. So I just turned it off and then came on to my live. So. All right, guys. Well, I'm glad I could spend part of my evening with you. Thank you guys for spending part of your evening with me. I guess we'll all get through this together. Everyone pray. Yeah, a vaccine. We need a vaccine, Genji. We do. Good night to everyone. And hopefully at least we can congregate here on the YouTube channel and have each other to lean on, to talk to chat with, and maybe we can all get through this together. Hello, it's me. I'm just now getting ready to leave. I've been on for about an hour and 15 minutes. We was talking about wrestling a little bit ago. I know you're a big wrestling fan. We was talking about how even more fake it looks with no crowd in the arena. It just doesn't, if they had the match, I could understand it, but I don't understand doing the promos with no one there. It doesn't make sense to me. They had two, I don't know if you watch AEW, it's me, but they had two big debuts last night. Luke Harper and Matt Hardy both come out on AEW, but Luke Harper goes by Brody Lee now, so just to let you know. And they had those two big debuts with nobody in the crowd, and that just didn't make sense to me. Why not save that till you have the crowd there? But anyway, guys, it's an hour and 15 minutes, so I am going to run. Hope you guys have a good night. I'll probably be on tomorrow night for sure. Got a lot of extra time now. Went from not having any time to having a lot of time. Sometimes that's the way it works. All you can do is roll with the flow. What else can you do? That's just, we're in definitely unpredictable times right now, and it is scary. But everybody pray. Everybody be here for each other. If anybody needs to talk, anything like that, shoot me a message. AD is now going by the name AD Hammer. That's pretty. AD Hammer. I need to get me a new name like Braun Moxley, the bearded something, the bearded asshole, the bearded con artist. Braun the bearded con. I need like a new tag underneath Braun Moxley. I don't know. Hammerhead. I don't know. I need to put something. The bearded something. I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool, but I don't know. But anyway, guys, good night. I said it 2 or 3 times. I'm going this time. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.